Hi guys, it's Nat at Illustrious Shadows Plans. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. Thank you for joining us. Today I wanted to start setting goals in my 2025 Common Planner. I've been in a bit of a Christmas chaos funk recently, and I thought this would be a really nice way of getting my head kind of out of all the madness that is Christmas at the moment and getting into kind of a mindset about next year. So if you would like to watch that, come along and join me. So I've got this candle burning. I might have to blow it out because if you can see, the wick is like really weird on it. It's like bloomed. I don't really know what's going on with it. So we might blow that out, we might move that away. But I've got my coffee in my little Christmas mug. And what I've also done ahead of time is I've gone in and I've had a look at SMART goals and what is a SMART goal and what isn't. So I use SMART goals quite a lot at work because I'm an occupational therapist, if you didn't already know, and a lot of what we do is kind of goal setting and it's kind of ingrained in us as a profession. I will put a little graphic up on the screen to make this a little bit easier to read, but basically a SMART goal has 5 components to it. So the S stands for specific. That means that the goal has really clear identifiers of who's doing it, when they're doing it, why they're doing it, where they're doing it, how they're doing it, what they're doing with it. Really specific. So a specific SMART goal is something like Joe will walk to the shops on a Tuesday morning and buy a newspaper every single week. A measurable goal, that's what the M stands for, is something that has a start and an end point and that you can measure on a... It doesn't have to be a scale, but it can be something like number of times Joe walked to the shop. Attainable, I also call this achievable. I think I've seen it as achievable before, but it's attainable in a lot of the graphics that you find online. And that means that it's a challenging goal, but it's not impossible. So something like reading 40 books in a year. That is an achievable goal that would be challenging if you normally read a book a week, but it's not impossible. For me, that would be an impossible goal, so we won't be setting that, but it is something like that. So you can say, actually, last year I read 30 books, next year I will read 40. That's attainable for that person. So relevant, that means that the goal is kind of connected to a higher goal. So for instance, all of my goals for next year are all kind of around health and well-being for myself, related to something I want to do. So, you know, I want to lose a bit of weight. I want to grow my YouTube channel. It's pointless me putting on here, go bungee jumping, because I don't ever want to do that. You know, that kind of thing. And then the T, really simple. It stands for timely or timed. So that means that you have a specific time frame to do this in. And if I just zoom you in a little bit, you will see that I have actually, like I said, I've gone ahead and kind of pre-planned a couple of little ideas of what goals I want to do, because I wanted you guys to have a real example of this. So my first goal is a weight related goal. So I currently weigh a little bit more than I want to, and I know weight can be a bit of a touchy subject for some people and it can be a bit difficult to hear about. So if that's you, then please do skip ahead. I'll put a little comment down somewhere, kind of down here somewhere, about when I stop talking about weight and fitness, actually, because the next goal is fitness related too. So for me, I used to weigh about 140 pounds, which is 10 stone something, 10 stone-ish, and I'm 5'6", so that was kind of a great weight for me. A couple of years ago I ran a marathon, and during the training for that I put on a stone, so 15 pounds, so I went up to 155 to 160. My weight fluctuated a lot at that time, and then when I got pregnant, which was quite soon after the marathon, my weight then bounded all the way back up to about 185, and I've managed to lose 5 pounds in the last year, but realistically isn't a huge amount, and I just really want to try and get back down to around 150, 145 to 150 pounds, so about 10.5 stone, that kind of thing, because that's a weight that I've been comfortable at for a very long time. So I've kind of maintained that weight since my early 20s, and it was only in kind of my early 30s that changed. So I would like to try and get back down there if I can. So I'm going to grab one of my mild liners. I've gone for this one, which is dark blue. Exciting. And we're going to come in here. So I've had to put the camera at a really awkward angle today. And they're just going to highlight that top line. And what I'm going to put is like a title for that bit. I'm also just going to quickly apologise for the lighting, because it is unfortunately a very dull December day here in England, and I don't think I've seen the sun for about 3 weeks. So I've had to turn the main light on, and then I've had to try and correct the auto white balance, but I don't think it's worked very well. Okay, that's nice and dry. So first of all, we're going to put weight. So I'm going to do the title in the 0.5 uni pin, and then I'm going to do the actual goal in my micron 0.2, just because I think it'll fit better. So by December 31st, 2025, so we've got the time, I will have lost. So ideally, like I said, I'd like to lose 30 to 40 pounds, but realistically that's going to be kind of working out at roughly about £1 a week, with fluctuations and stuff, and I'm not 100% certain I want to commit to that level. So I think I'm going to go conservative and put £25 of weight and be within a healthy BMI again. So there we go, we've got it timed, we've got it measurable because we've got the weight in there so we can measure that, and then we've got it relevant because it's relevant to my health goal. It's attainable, I think that's absolutely realistic and attainable and something I could do, and it's specific. So I'm quite happy with that. So someday I would like to maintain my weight around 140 pounds, which is my normal. I'm going to say normal here, and I know that weight fluctuates and it changes as you get older, but that is, I mean, that's been so normal for me for so long. I just think it's where I want to be. So in a year, I will go from, I'm not probably only going to fill in the year ones of this, 180 pounds to 165 pounds through diet, control and exercise. Okay, and I'm not going to panic about the fact that there's gaps in these boxes, because normally that would really irritate me, but I'm not going to think about that. I will go back in later and I'll fill in the half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, because I think that would make this video too long if I do it now. Moving on to my second goal. So my second goal I'm going to do with smoke blue, and it is going to be fitness. So I've got quite a few fitness goals actually for this year, but I'm going to try and condense it so that it isn't overwhelming and there's not too much going on in this box. So my main fitness goal, I have two for 2025. I want my sub 35k back, and I want to be able to complete a High Rocks event. I'm not going to enter one because they are very expensive, but I want to be able to do it in the gym by myself, which is realistic. So again, by December 31st, 2025, I will have a consistent, ooh, can I fit that in? Yeah, sub 30, as I don't want to just do it once, 5k, and be able to complete a high rocks workout. I mean, that's probably not specific enough, this high rocks workout bit, because I do a high rocks workout class every week, but for the purposes, I know what I mean. So I would like to run a sub 2 hour 15 half marathon, and work towards a 25-minute 5k, do regular strength. Sessions. So 1 year, my 5k time will reduce, which I will measure in a race. I will be using increased weight during classes, high rocks classes. Okay, so this one is a little bit woolly, and I would argue this probably isn't the smartest SMART goal ever, but it works for me for what I need, so we'll take it. Okay, so that is the fitness and weight portion over, so I'll move us up. So if you didn't want to see that, then you don't need to. And I'm going to get this lovely blue-green highlighter out, and we're going to do my next one. So again, I think these are all going to start with by December 31st, because that's just the easiest measurement of it. I will have grown my YouTube channel to 1,000 subs and post weekly to maintain it. Because that's the trouble at the moment. I think I just don't have the time to post that often, and I really appreciate the guys who are subbed, because you do you don't get, you know, that many videos from me, and hopefully that is kind of a sign that you do like the videos that I do put out. But I appreciate it. It's frustrating when I don't post that much, but I just have a lot of things going on at the moment, but these will calm down in the new year. So someday I would like to gain, I think my overall total goal for YouTube would be kind of 5k subscribers would be amazing, but I think that's a very long-term plan. And post often on my channel. I would also like to kind of use YouTube to be more creative, and I've always wanted to set up my own kind of sticker shop, download shop, but I've never really had the confidence to. And I think actually this YouTube channel could be a really nice way of giving me that confidence. And and giving me the push to actually do those things. Okay, so I would like to gain over 5,000 subs and post often on my channel. I will use the channel to motivate creation, and that to me means that I will use it to drive me into this kind of sticker business that I'm interested in. 1 year, I will have regular subscribers, subs, and enjoy creating and editing videos. I will start designing my own stickers. And this has been a goal for me for years, so we'll see if it works. This is just plain blue, this highlighter. Trying to keep a nice bluey colour. Okay, so the reading goal is really simple. So I will read in paper format because I have been doing a lot of audiobooks recently, and I have nothing against audiobooks, but I just don't retain them as much as I do with paper books, and for me they don't feel like they're reading as much as paper books are. So I'm only going to put 10 books in 2025, and I will listen to, I'm going to say 10 audiobooks, because that's slightly upping my goal from what I've written down. But I think actually if I'm doing audiobooks, I can get through an audiobook in like 3 days, so that seems realistic as well. Okay, I think we'll leave these two blank for now because they don't really have a Sunday and a 1 year goal. It is kind of just the same thing. So this is cyan, and cyan is going to be my 5-year diary. So I will complete my 5-year diary for 2025 to have 3 full years documented. Documented. I will post about it on YouTube regularly because I think it's a nice thing to post about, and I think it's a nice one that perhaps people don't see that often, especially like completed ones, because when I was looking for buying a 5-year diary, I could never find a completed 5-year diary video, so I quite enjoy doing it as well. I must admit though, recently I have been making the memories more than I've been documenting them, and that isn't a bad thing. I've been having a lot of fun and doing a lot of fun things with my family, but now I have got a bit of backlog which I'm going to tackle after I film this video. And just for time's sake, I'm just going to go in with this summer green and highlight the bottom one, and this is going to be my financial goal. Okay, so this is memories. And my financial goals are, so I'm not going to put a number down in here, grown my savings and have, how many no spend days would be realistic in a year? There's 365 days in a year, probably maybe 120 no spend days across the year. 2025. Okay. Okey-doke. So memories. So someday I will have a fully complete 5-year diary. And then finances, I will feel financially stable. And then for the memories for the 5-year diary, my year will be completed. So in a year for my financial one, I'm going to put my PBs, that's my premium bonds, will have 3k invested. I wasn't going to put numbers down, but I think I kind of need to. You know, I'm very financially lucky, but also a lot of it is because I don't spend that much money. And that is kind of linked into this. So I tend to save things, and if I see something and I want it, I tend not to buy it because I think, oh, I could just save that money. But actually that's because I don't feel financially stable. So I want to kind of get over that hurdle and not spend money willy-nilly, obviously, but kind of spend it appropriately and to be able to treat myself to nice things, because you can't take it with you, unfortunately. I will not be spending daily. And again, so I think in terms of goals, I'm not going to show the top 2 lines obviously, but in terms of goals, I've kind of set 6 nice ones, which I think are all realistic, they're all timed, they're all specific, and they are all measurable, and they're all attainable and relevant. So I'm quite pleased with how that's gone. I'm going to just zoom you out a little bit, but I will go back in at some point and I will do the half year, the quarterly, monthly, weekly and daily kind of goals. So for me this page kind of is, it's a little bit tricky because it doesn't really work for how my mind works, but for me I've set a big goal for the whole year, and then I've got my goal that is working towards. So my general goal, for instance my 5-year diary, my mini goal for 2025 is to fill the whole thing in. But my big goal is to have that book fully completed in 5 years so that I can show it to my children and to pass it down. And then in order to complete this, I've come back in and said, right, throughout the year, you know, this is what's going to happen at the end of the year. But in this half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily boxes, I'm going to put in the actions that I need to take to complete these goals. So for instance, my 5-year diary, the weekly goal will be 3 times a week I will sit down and I write in my 5-year diary. Daily will be every single day I will be making a note of what I've done in my weeks, I'm not in a weeks anymore, in my Sterling Ink Common Planner. So I'll be using the weeks pages in my Common Planner to note down what I've done through that week, and then I will be able to go back and backfill it when I do it in those weekly slots. And every month I'll make sure that I've done something in it, you know, and quarterly I'll do a video or something. So that's how I kind of see this side of the page working. It'd be interesting to know what other people are using that side of the page for, because I do think it's a little bit of an odd layout perhaps for kind of goal setting, you know, and actually perhaps I would prefer to have kind of step-by-step actions and to be able to break the goals down rather than have timed boxes. And I suppose you could do that, but I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I use this little buddy. I'm going to end this video here because it's going to be quite long and I do apologise for that. But thank you for watching. If you've made it all the way through, I appreciate you being here. If you'd like to subscribe and see more content from me, then please do hit that subscribe button. If you don't, then that's okay. I don't mind, that's fine. And I hope you all have a lovely Christmas if you celebrate it. If you don't, I hope you get some rest and have a nice period of time over the Christmas festive season. And I hope you have a wonderful 2025 and you get to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. And I hope that I achieve mine too. But you guys will be here along the way watching me document them. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to take you with me whether you like it or not. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.